All right, everyone, Supreme Kami over here. So this is the last week of the Sinanju's build project stuff over here. So I have managed to collect, how many? 16 for material A, 23 for material B, and then 11 for material C. And finally, this week I have managed to collect up to 22 material D over here. So basically all those like 16, like that did what 16 multi summons in that week. So got 16 and 23, 11 and 22. Man, I did a lot of summoning throughout this month. So that's that's actually crazy, man. Like to think about that. So I don't even know how much hardships I have spent throughout this month. You guys can definitely do the calculation as follow with all those materials over there. But today I can actually pick up all the parts that I needed or actually want from the Sinanju over here. So I think the part that I actually want are just kind of, I guess the first thing to go over is actually this week's new build project pilots over here. So we actually got Judau Ashta over here. So how good is he? Let's actually go over the alteration page and see how good he is. So in terms of Ashta, Judau Ashta over here, I feel like, just me personally, just basing it off of what he actually does, I feel like he's probably the one that everyone can just kind of skip, unless you guys really like the Judo over here. Other than that, I feel like he's a completely hot skip because of the fact that he is not going to be like a traditional like double power boosting build project pilots over here. So this one is actually going to be our very first all just enemy all power reduced by up to a 30%. So this is actually our first time getting it. You also do get a EX power boosting when you are using a blade category melee weapon over here. So this portion bit, in terms of using a blade, I feel like using blade is a very niche kind of like a melee weapon to using. I think most of them is usually like a saber. You have to be using a saber category, or maybe like a dual saber category or something like that. So I feel like blade is probably not going to be something that you can work well with some of your different trait. So just being that's going to be like one of the conditions that is probably not too good. And first of all, you can't like, I feel like most people probably want something that's a little bit more powerful, a little bit OP. So having like an all power like reduction right there, I can't really take advantage of that. So in terms of word tag wise, is that this is actually one of free to get pro tag. High fire power is definitely a combo we don't see too often. And in terms of the license that is provided is going to be Protag, excuse me, Infighter, as well as a defender over here. So so this is purely going to be for like a defensive playing style over here. So probably not going to be for everyone. So if I even filter, let's say for melee specifically, we would be targeted about Infighter and Outfighter. Within this selection, I feel like there's just so many different types of kind of possibility that you want to get. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer in regards to getting which kind of build project pilot you are. I think the most important thing is like you gotta be really careful what you want to select. Just like this one, maybe you guys did summon 10 times enough to kind of get the build project, but is it really the one you want to get? Because of the fact that the portrait is not really all that good, but the overall stat, just talk about the technical side of it. The overall stat in this one, I would have to say, is rank 2. Just from the purely the stat, not talking about the portrait, not talking about anything else. Just using the 40% change gear, use that to add onto the melee attack. This man is literally right behind Mikasuki over here, so that's why it places him right at rank number 2 for your all-time best melee stat right there. But it's just a portrait, like not having another power boosting just really hurts. It's not really gonna offer you that really big damage over here. But if you guys don't really care about the portrait, you just purely want something for the stat, go ahead, it's all fine. But you do have to ask yourself another question: is since this one's offering defender type over here, is it really something you want to use per se? I feel like having a combo of Infighter and Outfighter is definitely the best case scenario. Like or boy over here, where's he at? The Mikasuki over here, he is going to be an all offense Infighter and Outfighter over here, so that's why he's able to take on both roles depending on what kind of portrait you guys are looking at. So that's always going to be the main question, right? Are you able to run it with like what kind of build you guys are looking at, like what kind of job licenses do you need? So that's why I think the best way to go around it, if you guys are kind of like having question about which to kind of get, definitely filter in by pilots up here, Infighter or Outfighter, and see how they are. But in this video, I'm not really gonna go in depth to like compare to all of them. I'll definitely do that once we have like another rerun of like some of the build projects. pilots over here, and then I'll talk more to you guys about like, all right, which one do you guys want to select depending on what kind of build you guys are looking at. Because some of them does actually set you up to using a specific word tag. Like Stella over here, she actually needs to be run alongside high mobility over here. So that is going to be some of the condition that you guys need to be able to fulfill, right, in order to get the bonus ability over here, or not bonus ability, excuse me, the portrait. So other than that, that is going to be pretty much it. So let me give you one quick more example over here. I believe Mikaski over here actually wants you to specifically use physical type EX skill, or this physical damage dealing stuff over here, as well as high firepower. So that may not be the best case scenario depending on what your setup is. So that's why when you guys are targeting a specific build project pilot, do make sure can you guys fulfill the requirement and this is what you build. So besides that, let me actually go back. So that took quite a little bit, right? Explaining is really good, but me personally, I'm picking him up because I am actually going to be putting this onto my tank build, or you can say, or the technical term, enemy power reduction build. So I do have enough to pick him up, so that's why I'm going to be doing that. So that's going to be my first purchase of using the materials over here. So okay, so up next, I'm actually going to be purchasing 3 parts for Sinanju. For once, I'm picking up the backpack. Let me see. Let me actually pick up the beam Naginata over here, because this is actually going to go into my shooting build over here. So that is why I needed him. So that's going to be really good. I know that for the fact that right now shooting parts does have a really big mixture of, like, you know, P attribute, tech attribute, as well as speed attribute. So I don't know at the time recording how well is it for me to just kind of replace it. But this one, the shield of the Sinanju, is definitely a hot pickup because the overall stat is really good. Does have a Ace of Susa commander, that's why it's probably going to be a best thing for what I'm trying to build right now. And then up next, I do actually need to scrap some material or exchange for some materials over here. So I gotta sacrifice a few of, you know, the materials over here. Do I even have enough? Oof. Okay, I do have enough. So I needed exactly 4 more materials over here in order to get myself a backpack. I'm getting the backpack of the Sinanju actually is I am trying to prepare for a future arena base over here. So I am trying to prepare for the shot defense arena, and I believe at the current time of recording, Sinanju backpack at 7 star is actually one of the highest shot defense part to be looking at. So that's why I'm preparing for that. So it's an expensive project for like a 1 week arena. You know, that's what I do, and that's what I enjoy doing. So, you know, probably you guys are look at me like, this man is crazy. You know, he's buying all these for like a 1 week specific arena. Yes, you know, yeah, that's what I pretty much do. So what I need to do next is actually pick up some, you know, L badges, you know. So I think I'll actually be using my material D because I don't really have that much left. So probably gonna be a good choice for using that. So let me do that, and that is going to be pretty, you know what, let me see. What about the other ones? This one has 11, this one has 13, and this one has 0. So I think the best choice, I don't even know what is the best choice. Like maybe one from here, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna pick one from here and then 2 from here, or I don't even, yeah, I guess, you know, 2 from here, and yeah, that's it. So with the remaining material, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use all the Sinanju materials over here and actually exchange them for some of the code coins. So in order to get them to code coins, I actually do have to equip them to some of the Sinanju parts, and then I can sell whatever, not really sell, but I keep replacing it with a brand new one so I can actually get scrap it. So I do want to check if I can get anything else, and no, yeah, that's gonna be it. So gonna be exchanging a lot of these over here. So this is very similar to what I did for the Destiny like 4 weeks ago. So pretty much doing the same thing over here. Alright, so I have upgraded everything to their maximum capacity at the current time over here. So Judau Ashta over here, so looking pretty good. So definitely going to be looking a little bit more higher stat than the Short Astral Commander-in-Chief version. You know, definitely put in a lot of work into this one. I actually did level him up just a little bit because I do want this guy to go up to a 30% enemy all power reduction trait over here. So this is definitely going to be for a fun build, obviously, just for, you know, friend battle. Some of my friends in the Discord trying to challenge me. This is definitely going to be be the build that they will be looking out for. So so what I'm gonna do now is gonna be place it right now. So I'm gonna do this, and I actually gonna replace the shield as well, so we get the Sinanju shield right there. So I'm just a little bit worried about, like, I feel like, you know, just some speculation. I feel like when the Reborn the shield is able to go up to a 7-star, I feel like it's gonna be overshadow the Sinanju. Probably, I just want to assume, just because of the fact that in terms of what kind of percentage we're looking at right now, it's just not really that great looking. Like in terms of like the flat out raw shot attack over here is already at 3600, and this one at 7-star is only at 3600. So that's a little bit alarming to me personally. You can talk about maybe the melee defense, I don't know, it's really hard to gauge it at this point in time. So whenever they do release every parts to be able to go up to a 7-star, that is probably when I'm gonna be regretting it. But you know, I feel like playing this game is more on that time management base, I want to say. So it's just really determine how fast you can kind of get your stuff like kind of upgraded to their maximum capacity. Just how I feel like playing a game, you know, just kind of me on like a me personal basis over here. But yeah, okay, so we have these going on over here. And do keep that in mind, because the Sinanju actually does have a second attribute. So what you can do with the P attribute version of the word tag, you can definitely get those specific one as well. So that's why you can see the P attribute labeled right there as well. So what I am going to do next is actually going to replace the Nicky Roberts over here. He is actually one of the better one in terms of the all power reduction trait over here. So this one is racking up to a 25% already, and this is actually a 3-star product. So he is definitely a no sleeper for sure. So if you guys are planning to work on like a cooldown reduction trait, or enemy power reduction trait, this is definitely the one to be using. So what I'm going to replace him with is actually going to be, I want to get something with the commander, so I can possibly rework some of the mess that I have currently. So which one is the better one to be looking at? I think they're all pretty bad all around, to be honest with you guys. So let me see what I can do for this one actually. So protect, high firepower. So do I have, maybe I can do ace exclusive. I think probably ace exclusive is the better option. Maybe not really, not the slightest. I'll go for the Graham actually. Yeah, I'll go for Graham. I think he's probably the better candidate. So I just need this over here, bam, because I also do want to reward something up here as well. So what I will do, probably gonna be using let me use something that has some pretty good shot or some armor. So this one is a good one. So we're gonna be using this one over here. Okay, and then gonna going to subslot the GN sword up front for the reduction trait with it. So that's actually pretty good. So yeah, that's actually really good as well. So let me see, where is he at? Should be right there. Although yeah, I'm not really getting that much transfer, only a 25%. The scale differences and then the portrait level. But I think this is actually going to be a pretty sick build actually, yeah. So how are we doing so far? It's not really that big of an improvement, to be honest with you guys. Like I was really expecting more out of the shield, to be honest. Like at max he's looking pretty good, but like at base level 1 he is looking like a thin piece of paper right now. Yeah, at max he's looking pretty good, but besides that it's like, yeah, not really that impressive. But yeah, there you guys go. So this is what we're looking at so far. I'm definitely gonna be taking this onto a few gameplays for you guys, just to show you guys how insanely good a cooldown or just a all power reduction trait build over here is looking like over here. So yeah, so that is going to be pretty much how we're looking at. So what I'm going to be doing next, I'm going to run into some multi-mission match, so with my regular build, and then like this one over here, I don't really have any I do have one, but I'll show you guys how bad just having one is over here. This one is specifically EXQ power reduction, so it may not be reflected, so that's actually good. So because in terms of like normal gameplay, enemy don't really like use too much EXQ, so that's why it's going to be a good example for you guys. So with that being said, let me hop into some gameplay and we'll be right back. Okay, so I am at the extreme difficulty of the multi-mission over here. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be rolling in with this setup over here. So this right here, you guys might seem that it's a really powerful, but in terms of like the enemy, they are going to shred me once I get in. So you guys will definitely see what I am talking about. And then up next, I'll be rolling in with my tank build. And then you guys will definitely see like a huge improvement in terms of the defensive capability. So let me hop in now and see how fast I can get shredded. Alright, so we are in. So gonna wait for the enemy to just kind of show up right now. A little bit laggy, I think. So what are we doing? Oh my gosh, they're like shredding me already. Look at all those G Gundam series, you know, like oh my gosh, I think this week is actually a lot more annoying because of the fact that Noble Gundam, the beam ribbon actually stuns you. Like it actually locks you in frame. So look at them, like oh my gosh. So yeah, got straight in within like the first 10 seconds. So if I roll in with my tank unit, you guys will definitely see what we're gonna be facing against. So I think you guys will definitely see a huge improvement. So we'll be right back. Alright, so back at it again with this setup over here. So this is the tank build I was rolling in with over here. So I'm gonna just stand here and I am not look at that. I'm taking 0 damage over here. Look at that. Would you guys take a look at that? Look at all of them, like oh my gosh. They're even executing EX already and no damage. So this is gonna be the power of a cooldown, or this a all power reduction build over here. So still taking no damage over here. So let me actually wipe them out in one hit right here. So yeet. They got shredded in like multiple hits, like one beam saber strike with it. So yeah, that is basically what I want to show you guys. So if you guys do have an adequate amount of like enemy reduction traits, this is gonna be something that you're just not gonna take any damage. 0 like throughout. Even when they do use the EX skill, I'm still taking nothing. Even a strong melee attack, still nothing. So that is basically what I want to show you guys. So now I can actually quit, and yeah, let me do this one more time. Alright, I'm out. So let me click this right now. Right, so that is going to be pretty much it with this video over here. So this basically want to show you guys what I did with my Sinanju materials over here. So I basically used up everything. So over the course of like the last weeks, I have submitted up to like I summoned for at least 72 materials that I have calculated myself, and then that was like roughly about over 100,000 hardships over there. So it's quite expensive, I gotta say. But yeah, that is what we're gonna conclude today with over here. So got the Judau Ashta build project palettes. Definitely gonna be something I will work towards on. The shield for the Sinanju, definitely one of the more prominent parts to be using for a shooting base, specifically for a S attribute. In terms of the Sinanju beam Nakinata, I have not worked on it yet because I don't think I can actually fit on this build up to this current moment. But with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it with this video, and I'll catch you guys all on the next one.